Peace, peace. That's the ground. Built in the mind, live in the man, leak in the red. Build the
Peace. Welcome to another episode of Building the Cipher with your brother, Master Browsy. You're on episode 13. Episode 13 is What is His Own Self? Personal identity, the importance of self-awareness, knowing that you can't build the cipher if you don't know the center of it. And that's you, brother. You're the center of that cipher. Just like that 7 is the center of our flag, you are the center of that cipher, God. The soul controller. Got to know who you are to know where you're going. You know what I mean? So peace. Once again, this is Master Browsy. We're going to start off this episode, the mirror of self, right? When we say his own self, we're talking about the original divine version of you. Not what society named you. Not what trauma made you. And not what the streets call you. Your own self is the man within, the king within, the God within. You know what I mean? That ruler, the knower, the healer, the you that existed before pain, before ego, before lies. You know what I mean? Self-awareness is divine, right? Self-awareness is divine. To know your own self is to be self-aware. One, you know your triggers. You know your strengths. You know your mission, right? Most people walk around and don't know who they are. They only know what they survived. That's why they act out, lash out, and shut down. Because when you don't know your own self, you become anything. You become a follower, a shadow, a tool, a weapon. You know, when I was growing up, my mother wasn't a good mother. I love my mother. I love my father. My father wasn't in my life. My father chose to live his life in Barbados. My family come from Barbados. On my mother's side and my father's side come from Barbados. My great-grandmother moved to the United States back in the 40s, the 30s, something like that. Somewhere back there, they moved to Harlem, somewhere on 110th Street. So my mother's side of the family moved here. My mother probably met my father in Barbados. She had me. My mother was one of the mothers who was upset because my father wasn't there, and she used to look at me and be upset that I looked like him. And she didn't know how to deal with her trauma, what she was going through in life. That trauma had on me, and I went into darkness and lost who I was as my own self. Because my mother wasn't there to show me what love is. She wasn't there to care for me. She wasn't there to do motherly things because she didn't know how to be a mother. And it's okay. I love my mother. My father wasn't there to be a father, so I had to learn how to be a man or what it was to be a man on my own. You know, I went through trials and tribulations to come out right, to come out to my own self of who I am today. And it took travels, it took a lot of experience, and I went through hell to find heaven. And now that I found heaven and who I am so grateful and happy to be who I am today. You know what I'm saying? It takes travel, it takes time, it takes patience. That's why I said the kingdom and patience. We have to have patience You have to go through that, go through something, or go through it and go to it to be who you are as that man, to know who you are as your own self, bro. You know what I mean? Reclaiming the self, right? Reclaiming your own self. So how do you return to your own self? How do you return to your own self, right? You have to study yourself, do journals of yourself, reflect on yourself, speak truth to yourself, kill the lies that you were taught. Surround yourself with builders, not destroyers. Be around those who are building their life, building themselves. Know what it takes to build family. Know what it takes to build the structure. Because to know thyself is to love thyself, brother. You have to be around people who have that same mindset. Know what I mean? When you're not in tune with the true self, you don't need validations. You need vibration. That right frequency will always bring the God out of you. You know what I mean? You have to stay in tune with your true self. You don't need validation to know who you are. You don't need nobody to tell you who you are. You don't need that. All you need is high vibrations from your brothers to show love, to show that peace, to show that happiness, to show you, I got your back. You want it from your brother, but you want for yourself. To see himself like you see yourself. To see the true self of himself, man. That's what anybody wants for every brother, for any sister, is to know you, brother. When you know you, nothing can stop you, man. You know what I mean? You can't build without knowing the builder, man. You cannot build yourself without knowing the builder. You trying to build a cipher? Are you trying to fix the block? Are you trying to fix the youth? Are you trying to fix your family? Right? First thing you have to fix is the builder. Before you can fix anybody else, God, you have to first what? Save yourself. Fix yourself. Build yourself. Take yourself through knowledge to born and born back to knowledge so you can know your origin as a man. Knowing yourself as a maker, a owner, the cream of the planet Earth, father of your civilization, and God of your universe. And I know many of you may not see yourselves as being God. You might say, I'm a king. I'm just a man. I'm this. But whatever you see your own self as, stay true to it. Stay true to what you say you are, brother. Right? You can't fix the temple if the foundation is shaky. You can't raise a nation if your name means nothing to you. Right? That's why self-knowledge is the first step. Because when the self is known, the cipher is strong. You know who yourself is, man. Your foundation stays strong, and nobody can come into your foundation and tear you down. Because you know who you are as a man. Master, but I told you, man means master Allah now. Man is intelligence, divine intelligence, creative intelligence, supreme intelligence. And you must use your supreme intelligence to find, deep dig inside of yourself and find you are. Find out who you are. Like I said, the mirror effect. When you want to see God, when you want to see your Father, all you got to do is look in the mirror. You're going to see the reflection of your Father, of who you are in that mirror. And that's when you'll know, this is who I am. This is who I am. Not what other people say I am, but who I am as a man. You know what I mean? That's true. That's true self, being true to yourself, brother. And that's peace, right? Before we let go, I want to give you all the affirmations of the day. You know, every day I give affirmations. I try to give something to uplift the mind, for something else to repeat to ourselves so we can stay in tune with ourselves. Well, today's affirmations, I want you to affirm this. I am who I was born to be. Not what I was trained to be. Again, repeat after me. I am who I was born to be, not who I was trained to be. I know myself and I love myself. I know myself and I love myself. I live as my true self, not the world's version of me. I live as my true self and not the world's version of me. Right? That's today's affirmations. You know what I'm saying? Affirm that with yourself. Say it till you constantly through the day. You know what I'm saying? Repeat it to yourself until it becomes repetition. Until you start seeing that. Not believe it, because belief is a belief system that we don't deal with belief. We believe in facts. So if you know this is the truth of what I'm saying to you, then repeat it to yourself. Live it. Become that fact about yourself. You know what I mean? As I begin to close the cipher, the end of the cipher, I want to say, what is its own self? It's God in the physical. It's man in the physical. It's you, King, in the physical. It's the version of you that can't be brought, broken, or buried. You know what I mean? You ate what they called you. You ate what they did to you. You know what I mean? You are not what they called you, and you are not what they did to you, brother. You can't live in the past of saying, my mother did this, the white man did this, my family did this. You are not that anymore, brother. You have stepped out as a man. As a man, you have to take on the responsibility and ownership of yourself, right? You can't live in the past anymore when there's so much things going on in the present and us trying to reach better things in our future, right? That's built in on yourself, black man. What is his own self? Your own self is whatever you choose it to be. Black man, God, a king, an astronaut, whatever you see your true self as being, brother, live it to the fullest potential. And that's what God is. Potential. Kinetic energy in motion, God. And you just gotta keep it going. Keep it going. Keep it moving. Be who you say you are. You are what you build with discipline. You know what I'm saying? You are what you build with discipline, brother. And that's close to the today. I want to say peace. This is Master Brownstein. Hit that like button. Share. Subscribe. Pass this on to somebody else who's trying to learn who their own self is. Because that's very important in life. Dumar Wade once said, the worst thing a man cannot do is not have the knowledge of yourself, brother. That's the worst thing a person cannot do. Is not have the knowledge of who you are. Peace. Master Brownstein, and always and continue to build the cipher. Peace.